powerful times we are in with this last week of January. Mars is direct, Mercury is direct, Uranus just went direct. Everything is moving forward. And the last couple of months, while Mars was retrograding, Mars went retrograde right towards the end of October. And it was a powerful shift in Martian energy, being that Mars went retrograde during a Uranus retrograde, a Neptune retrograde, a Pluto retrograde, and then in the final weeks of Mars retrograde, we went through a whole ass Mercury retrograde. And now everything is moving forward. During Mars's retrograde, Pluto station and went direct, Neptune station and went direct. And so now everything is moving forward. What was really important and powerful about this Mars retrograde in Gemini and it being ended with a Mercury retrograde, which the planetary ruler of Gemini is Mercury. What's important about this is that this retrograde period, though it affected our energy and how we were perhaps taking action in our lives and going after our goals and just our overall direction towards things, this Mercury retrograde really affected us to slow down, maybe even get a little bit frustrated, so that we could reevaluate what is most important for us to invest our time and energy in. Gemini is very multifaceted. I am a Sun, Moon, Pallas, Athena, Gemini, 8th house. I understand how difficult and challenging it can be having so much Gemini in my own chart, because Gemini loves to do everything. Gemini will love to do everything and can do everything very well because they have that capability of picking up skills and integrating the information in their mind and into their nervous system, developing the hand-eye coordination very quickly to pick up skills, to understand, to articulate the language, to really conceptualize a lot of things. So that's why Gemini is always so curious and interested and excited to get its hands dirty into every single thing. With Mars entering Gemini, Mars entered Gemini in August. So we've been experiencing Mars in Gemini for a really long time. So towards the buildup of this Mars retrograde in the end of October, we were becoming more aware of just how spread thin we are with our mental space, with our mental real estate, especially with all the things that are taking place, not only in our individual lives, but also in the whole world. Before Mars entered Gemini, Mars made a very powerful alignment with the North Node in Taurus and Uranus in Taurus, while Uranus was still direct. Ooh. So remember that alignment happened lasted for about a whole week in the end of July and going into August. The things that took place last year in those months and the months before that, actually all the way till last year in January, when the nodes first switched into the Taurus Scorpio axis, everything that's built up from last year January all the way to that lineup in July is hitting a whole new level of manifesting now. And so the previous months of Mars retrograde in Gemini, and even the months before it retrograded in Gemini, was helping us become more aware of, again, I'm repeating myself, how spread thin we've been, with so much going on, aliens, Jeffrey Epstein, um, super soldiers, ascension, solar flares, cryptocurrency, Russia and Ukraine, Joe Biden, so much, right? And it's not that all these things aren't important. Gemini is all about locality, where you are in your local environment. The opposite of Gemini is Sagittarius, and that is the global picture. That is the higher octave. Sagittarius is a higher octave of Gemini, where we take the information and apply it to, bigger philosophies, universities, religion, politics. Sagittarius is going worldwide and looking at the big picture, where Gemini is all about your local environment, your local neighborhood, your home, your communications and connections with your aunts, uncles, brothers and sisters, and your neighbors. Gemini is the energy of getting from home to work to school to home, that whole area, to the grocery store, to the library, to the place where you go get a massage, to the place where you go get your coffee. That's your local environment. That's your energy. So Mars in Gemini has really assisted us in pulling back from a lot of the bigger things to centralize and focus within our local environment, within our own home structure, because not because these other worldly things aren't important, but it's because it is all a fractal of each other. And here goes again with the term, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. So as within your local neighborhood, within your local community, your home, and your daily routines surrounding this locality of your actual physical environment, how that structure is in your life also reflects how you personally are navigating, integrating, and participating with the bigger picture. Because if we just focus on the bigger picture and we have our mental energy invested in so many of these things that aren't really yet that quite physical, we've realized how drained we are. We have realized how taxed we are with this Mars retrograde in Gemini, and it has spiraled our mental capacities all over the place, which is absolutely okay. It is in due time and it is perfect. But now that it's direct, many of us, if not all of us that are watching this and tuning into this, have really zeroed in and dropped a lot of weight in terms of energy, in terms of what we're focusing in terms of what we're choosing to allow to be important for us to take in and invest our time in, to concentrate on. So I know I have gone through this, where now I'm at this point where I'm just like, wow, everything is just so, my position with everything is just way different. My energy is not really going out into a lot of different things right now. And not because they're not important, not because I don't care, but because I have become in strong alignment of what is important here, right now, under my own home, under my own roof, within my own neighborhood. And where am I going with this? Where do I have the most power now with this? So cute little bird just kind of pulled me away asking me to refocus where I'm going right now, but that's okay. So thank you. So now that everything is going direct, we've shaved off a lot of excess and have gained more control over our mental capacities in terms of what we're going to focus on and what we're going to allow to just be information there pinned on the board and not something that is dragging and draining us moving forward. And what we are wishing and seeking to manifest within our lives is we are much more lighter and freer to be committed, zeroed in, and focus in the work necessary to accomplish and get towards these things. The beginning of 2021, when the North Node went into Taurus and the South Node went into Scorpio, was a lot was going on because also Uranus is in Taurus. And so that whole time, that the first half of 2021 was us like making a lot of power moves and planting the seeds, planting a lot of seeds that have really taken a lot of time and a lot of effort just to even begin to sprout. And perhaps we even had to re-till the soil and reseed what we're trying to grow a number of different times. Now that we are here in this current time, post this powerful conjunction that took place with the North Node, Uranus, and Mars in Taurus, we are really getting to this point of moving like like really fucking making huge leaps and bounds forward within our lives. Like I'm talking huge leaps and bounds. So don't get discouraged if certain things aren't happening quite yet, and be prepared that you might have to let go of a vision and an idea of that you have really been holding on to and wanting to make happen as part of the transitions of where you're going forward. This whole period over the last couple months has been about dealing with the frustrations that is drawing your attention to evaluate and really prioritize of what you're okay to let go, and move through revelations because you've come to new awareness of what really is important and how to prioritize that. What else? There's another thing here. Also, what's happening this year very soon is Saturn is going to enter Pisces. This is going to be a great shift. It's going to be very intense. And then in March this year, after Mars finally moves out of Gemini and into Cancer, Pluto, the great revealer, Hades, Lord of the underworld, the planet of all things occult, taboo, and kept hidden in secret, is going to move into the sign of Aquarius. Now, for the year of 2023, Pluto is just going to be dipping its toes in Aquarius and will eventually retrograde back into Capricorn for a brief period. Then going into 2024, we will be experiencing Pluto in Aquarius full force for like the next 16-18 years. I've been a practicing astrologer for over 15 years now, and the moment from the beginning when I started studying the stars, I have been waiting for Pluto in Aquarius. I feel that a lot of us starseeds or whatever, us people, that this is the time we chose to be here for, is this Pluto in Aquarius moment. Now in the future, I'll make other videos of what I think and see and feel how this Pluto in Aquarius will begin to play out. But for now, that's it.